I'm here with Monday's maths lesson, and so is Mummy Cleo. Okay, we're going to get started with the starter task, and we're carrying on with angles revision. So, can you remember what do the angles add up to on a straight line? So on screen you can see lots of different questions, but if there was just one angle on the straight line, what would it be? Okay, the rule is that angles on a straight line add up to 180. Okay, so in each of these questions, it doesn't matter if there are 2 angles, if there are 3 angles, if there was a question with 4 angles, all of the angles would add together to make 180. So for example, in A1, x will be 132 add x equals 180. So pause the video, see if you can work out angle x in each of the questions. You'll know you're right if the 3 or 2 angles add up to 180. Have a go. Right, I'm going to reveal my answers. So on screen you can see I've got 48 degrees, 142 degrees. On the angle questions where there were 3 angles, I added the 2 angles up first, and then I jumped on to 180 using my mental calculation skills. Okay, let me know if I've made a mistake, or let me know if I've got them right. Share your work with me. Now, last week we were looking at when you need to combine fractions, or if you need to do a subtraction calculation, you can only do it when the fractions have a common denominator. Okay, so I wonder if you can complete these 2 bar models. So it says, write the total of the 2 parts of the bar model above the bracket. So these are like addition calculations. So what is 1/5 add 1/25? That will tell you, and you can put the answer up here. What is 1/4 add 1/12? Put the answer up here. Now in both bar models the fractions are related. So 25 is a multiple of 5. So that means you will only need to change 1/5. And in this question, 12 is a multiple of 4. So you only need to change the quarter part. So do some workings on your piece of paper. You'll need to do some of the loops that we were doing last week, and see if you can work out the total of the bar models. Pause the video and have a go. Right, I'm going to reveal my workings. So first of all, I set my loops up like this. So if you didn't complete this question, you could do it now. So I've set it up for you. Then I worked out that 1/5 is equal to 5/25 and 1/4 is equal to 3/12. Then I added them together and I got 6/25, my answer up here. That's the simplified answer. And then I got 4/12 as my answer here, which can be simplified to 1/3. Did you get the same as me? You just always need to remember that you can only add fractions when the denominator is the same. And you can only subtract fractions when the denominator is the same. Now, we've got some questions on the screen where we've got 3 fractions to add. So we still follow the same process as if there were 2 fractions, but we've just got an extra fraction to look at. So, in each of these questions, the fractions are related. So in a moment, I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to work out which of the 3 fractions in each question is a multiple of the other 2. So for example, 8 is a multiple of 2 and 4. So I know that I will need to change 1/2 into 8ths, and I will need to change 1/4 into 8ths. And then I can add. So in each question you'll only need to change 2 of the fractions. So just pause the video and work out what's the common denominator, the common multiple in each calculation. Right, I'm just going to show you on screen. So on screen, the fraction that's not highlighted is the multiple. So 15 is a multiple of 5 and 3. 12 is a multiple of 3 and 4. So what you will need to do, so you're going to need to pause the video in a moment. You're going to need to pause the video and convert the yellow fractions to eighths, or 15ths, or 12ths, or 27ths. And you need to do your loops. Let me see if I can find an example. So you need to set out like this, really clearly. Okay, so pause the video and see if you can work out the answers to at least 2 of the questions. It would be good if you could do them all. Have a go. Right, let me show you my workings. So I made a half 4/8, I just knew that. A quarter 2/8, I knew that as well, so my answer is 7/8. And then I got 9/15, which is equivalent to 3/5. 8/12, 13/27. How many did you get right? Right, can you explain Hannah's mistake? She's done 1/5 add 1/15. She's got 1/20. What has she done wrong? I'm hoping that you've spotted that she actually added the denominators together. You don't do that. And she didn't find the common denominator. So just remember that. So the answer should have been 4/15. Now we've got a question. We've got 4 sets of calculations here. So you've got to fill in the circle with the missing symbol. So either less than, greater than, or equal to. Now it's not that tricky because if you see here, we've got the same calculation on each of the sides here. So we've got 1/5 add 1/15. So what I'd like you to do is work out what 1/5 add 1/15 is. Okay, so which one do you need to change? You're going to need to change 1/5 into 15ths because the fractions are related. And then I think you should be able to fill it in. Okay, remember you only add the numerators together. You don't add the denominators, but the denominators must be the same before you start to calculate. Pause the video, see if you can write down the calculation, symbol, calculation. Have a go. Right, so hopefully you worked out that 1/5 add 1/15 is equal to 3/15. Hopefully you worked out that 2/5 is equal to 6/15. Okay, once you've done that, you should be able to complete it. So the answers are on screen now. How many did you get right? Share your work with me afterwards on Teams. And that's the end of today's session. So thank you for joining in, and we'll do a little bit more tomorrow.